Live coverage of the NBA here on 2K Sports. A happy Sunday evening to you and yours. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And giving us the rundown from the sideline, David Aldridge. Let's check out Chicago's starting lineup. They've got Pippen. Longley is out there with Dennis Rodman. Then it's Michael Jordan. And it's Harper in at the 1 spot. And for Albuquerque, we've got Dominique Wilkins. Dennis Rodman is out there with Howard. Then there's Duncan. And it's George in at the 2 spot. And it's Chicago to start out. It's stolen by Wilkins.
Ball coming.
In the corner, George with it. Over Rodman. Rebound by the Bulls.
Tell you what, he does not miss many of those. He's usually a very strong finisher in tight.
The Bulls shooting their first free throw of the night here.
You know, there's so much that's amazing to me about Jordan, but his endurance stands out. He consistently gets stronger, it seems, as the game goes on.
Now Harper.
Rod!
It's Pippen with the drive.
You can't play with me.
It in.
Boy, that's major force and ferocity by Scottie Pippen on that slam. No messing around with that.
And Howard with the stuff.
Yeah, he might be small for a center, but boy, can he jump out of the building.
And here are the Bulls now. Outside Harper, and it's Pippen in the corner. Inside, and stolen by Howard. Rodman goes in. Second shot opportunity. Howard misses.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling, and he still misses. Boy, he wishes he had that one back.
Rodman no good.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Poor design there defensively. They know he's a knockdown shooter from that spot.
And you do not want to let him get going early because that can get you cooked.
And here we go, Albuquerque, fast break. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to be on Michael Jordan.
An aggressive player who draws attention. Howard is used to getting hit by the defense and plays quite well through contact.
He hits both from the stripe.
Really always a plus to have a big guy stroke it from the line like that. The soft touch on full display.
And there's the pass to Pippen. Jordan outside. Over George. Jordan can't get it to go.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he challenged the shot, and you can see the effects on the release of that shot. I mean, it turned a simple jumper into a tough one.
They're really on their heels at this point.
Yeah, on both ends of the floor, Kevin. They've lost some confidence along the way.
Slammed in by Howard.
And really, there's no reason why Howard can't at least be boxed out. When he comes up with these rebounds, it's night-night for the defense.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high-percentage shots.
And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Jordan against George. 14 feet away. Jordan's shot is off. Albuquerque leading by 7. And the rejection by Pippen.
Pippen putting in the work to get there for the denial. That was really a nice hustle play.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Now, here's Howard. He's got 6. Here's Rodman. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Here's Pippen. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
How about the strength of Pippen? Allowed him to get that shot off while still taking the contact.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for Albuquerque.
They've really been disruptive on the defensive end, forcing turnovers and turning those turnovers into points at the other end.
And, guys, they've also done a great job generating offense from their defense, forcing turnovers and making the defense pay for those mistakes.
And the first one drops.
And what doesn't Scottie Pippen do? A very polished defender who can also rain buckets down from wherever. Whenever Scottie's on the floor, he is making trouble for you.
Looking at who's out there now for Albuquerque. Reedy's checked in for Duncan. Hill comes in for Dennis Rodman. King's checked in for George. And it's Harper in for Wilkins. Now here's Harper. Howard kicks to Harper. Clock at 6. Shoots over Pippen. Albuquerque keeps it going. A new shot clock. The drive by Hill. And finally they hit one.
And because of his ability to attack the rim, Hill can use that mid-range jumper as a great second option. Keeps defenders honest when he's knocking that down.
Harper against Curry. Sally passes to Simpkins. Top of the key, Pippen. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Gilbert Arenas is checked in for Albuquerque. Bushler's checked in for the Bulls. And Albuquerque with the possession. They're on a 14-4 run. Arenas. Slam dunk by Arenas.
Packing a punch with that throwdown. Arenas has some serious bounce.
59 seconds left to play in the first quarter. To the paint. Takes it from 10. Nice jump shot. Good.
Excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
King outside. Let's go. Sally with the rebound.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Yeah, you know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
Chicago trails by 7. Here's Kukoc. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Well, Kukoc is a big guy, but he moves with such grace, so agile.
Oh!
Big time.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court. They possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, and I used to love going up and jamming it down like that, guys.
The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. Albuquerque leads by 9. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And what stands out to you from Albuquerque in this one so far?
I mean, offensively, I thought they did a good job of protecting the ball, and defensively, boy, were they disruptive.
Yeah, I like the way they forced a ton of turnovers and then took advantage of those turnovers with opportunistic baskets.
Gilbert Arenas is out there with Green. Then it's Roy. Then it's Garnett. And it's Howard in at the foul spot. So with Pippen sitting on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. Bushler out there with Dennis Rodman. Then there's Winnington. Then there's Harper. And it's Jordan in at the 2. Shot clock at 5. Rodman kicks to Jordan. Fires from way outside. Rebound by Albuquerque. And here we go, Albuquerque fast break. It's slammed in by Howard.
And the strength of Howard is tremendous, which makes him hard to stop when he catches it that low.
Yo, watch it.
Arenas against Harper.
Hey,
Right block shot.
Jordan.
Outside, Rodman.
Robin. I got you out.
Here's Bushler. He's covered by Roy.
I got ball.
Big screen.
Here's Harper. Bennington. Dwight Howard pulls it in. Howard's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And then Roy with the dunk.
And just showing off for the crowd a little bit there. Roy enjoys putting on a show.
Chicago trails by 13. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Chicago calls timeout.
That was a good time to call a timeout to try to settle everybody down and get back into their offensive rhythm. They've been coughing up the rock an awful lot.
Duncan, he's checked in for Albuquerque. Harper comes in for Gilbert Arenas. Then for the Bulls. Longley's checked in for Wennington. Pippen comes in for Bushler. And it's Brown in for Ron Harper. Rodman finds Pippen. Back to Rodman.
Pippen.
Roy with the block.
Get on tip.
Here's Duncan. Duncan throws it down.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
Pippen, the pass to Jordan.
Outside.
Brown against Duncan.
Kick it out.
Down low. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line.
You know what? Nice job there on the attack at the rim, drawing the contact.
And from a defensive standpoint, a good foul to save the dunk there.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And the first one at the line is good. Caffey, he's checked in for the Bulls. That one is no good. Albuquerque leading by 14. Green with the ball. Picked up by Brown. Green, no luck. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for Chicago. To the middle. Longley with the bucket. Longley's got his first bucket of the night.
He's got a big body, we know that. But Longley has an underrated skill set, too.
KG, that's good.
I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
Chicago trails by 14. Jordan passes to Longley.
Michael.
Pippen feeling it out a bit. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Roy. Here's Green. The step back jumper is good. Green's got his first basket.
You know, with his quickness, he's already good at creating separation for his shot. And we know he doesn't need much room to get his shot off either.
Roy against Pippen. Fades back. And that one's good. Caffey. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. And it's Garnett penetrating.
And how about that powerhouse move by KG, charging inside and finishing with authority.
Jordan against Green. Here's Caffey. And the rebound goes to Duncan. Albuquerque leading by 16. Here's Green. And Green slams it in.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
Yep, they're starting to stretch this lead out. Too much offense to keep pace with.
Pass to Caffey. Poke loose. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Duncan. Some changes for Albuquerque. Grant Hill, he's checked in for Roy. King comes in for Green. And it's Wilkins in for Ron Harper. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Simpkins, he's checked in for Longley. Sally checked in for Caffey. Tony Kukoc, he's checked in for Jordan. And Kerr subbed in for Brown.
Get on, Tony.
To the inside, Simpkins. Garnett with the block.
Big block that time by Garnett, using every inch of that frame to get the block.
Pippen with the steal. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Passes it to Sally.
And the foul.
Rebound, Wilkins. Into the lane. With one on the clock. And it's Wilkins finishing it off.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with two hands on that stuff.
Yeah, highly efficient. Nothing extra special there. Just effective.
And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Albuquerque out in front, just dominating this one. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. We have seen an exceptional performance from Dwight Howard.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Duncan is out there with Garnett. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Brown. And it's Wilkins in at the 1. That's Nick Nurse's 5 as we get into the second half.
How about the high-flying acrobatics by Wilkins on that? Yeah, they call him the human highlight film.
The kick out to Hart.
Screen.
Back to Rodman. Lets it go from the wing. Rebound by Albuquerque. Garnett's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's George. George finishing it off.
George takes the contact, but good body control there allows him to finish.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. Now here's Harper. Still scoreless. Duncan against Longley. It's good.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
Here's George. Trying for the hoop. Oh, trying for it. And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. The Bulls making a switch here.
Timeout.
Bushler's checked in. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
Jordan dishes to Harper. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Outside, Rodman. Pass to Jordan.
What's the pick?
Up again. Rebound by Albuquerque. Here's Duncan. Duncan throws it down.
Duncan is not messing around when he's in this deep. All business. Very assertive and effective.
Now the Bulls with it. Knocked away. It's stolen by Wilkins. Goes up. They grab their own miss. Goes back up.
You got it.
Jordan with the rebound.
Boy, the defense got lucky there with him missing it, but they don't want to chance that again.
And it's sent back by Wilkins. In the corner, it's Rodman. Over Jordan. And Rodman with the basket on the assist from Duncan. Duncan's got 3 assists now in this one. Rodman's gone 3 of 7, shooting from the floor. Ball's knocked loose. Paul George with the steal.
Wilkins!
And George with the jam.
And, you know, some of the sequences and plays that George pulls off, just amazing when you consider how good this guy is, particularly handling the ball now.
On the wing, Jordan. Defended by George. Jordan's shot is off. And Albuquerque with the possession. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run. Wilkins wide open, and he fires. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Jordan's got his 4th rebound in this one. Down low. Rodman kicks to Harper. That's good from 17 feet away.
Boy, he could have taken himself, but he went from good, better to best in getting the shot for his teammate.
George against Jordan. Lets it fly. Here's Rodman. And Dennis Rodman with the slam.
Well, we've seen Rodman do that often, going up, getting that board, and getting the putback. Exactly what you want from him inside.
George against Jordan. And the pass to Longley. 1:14 left in the third quarter. It's deflected. 5 to shoot. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
Doesn't have the biggest frame, but tons of effort from Rodman on that block shot.
And the action on hold, as it appears there's been an injury. Yep, he's definitely in a bad way out there right now. Tough to see.
And that's the one thing you just really can't control or even guard against, and that's injury.
Yeah, you know, aside from some of the player protection rules, which have been of benefit, a lot of it just comes down to what the body can withstand.
Looking at who's out there now for Albuquerque. Reedy's checked in for Garnett. King comes in for Rodman. Gilbert Arenas is checked in for George. And it's Harper in for Dominique Wilkins. King's shot is off.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
Here's Harper. Rebounded by Howard. Howard's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. King. And they'll get another chance. The second chance effort. That's good. And so Howard with the assist. Howard's got 3 assists in the game. Here's Harper. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Arenas against Jordan. From about 19 feet. Kept alive. Outside for Arenas. Driving in. And the miss. And so it's Albuquerque with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And so Brown will bring it up for Chicago. A chance here to get a quick injury. Let's now check in with David Aldridge for an injury update on Dennis Rodman. David?
Hey, Kevin. Well, I spoke with the head athletic trainer for Albuquerque. He informed me that it looks like a strained calf muscle, but he didn't have any further details. His day is over, and it looks like he's going to be out for a number of games. It's tough news for this team to process. Kevin?
David, thanks for the great update, guys. It doesn't sound good.
No, if that report is accurate, he's going to be spending a lot of time in rehab and on the sidelines.
And in the training room, guys. I mean, that is not going to be an easy
Oh, wow!
Roy can be explosive when the moment calls for it. He's kind of quietly athletic, but that time threw it down with authority.
Kerr can't hit.
And smothered him on that mid-range attempt.
As a defender, you can just be a bothersome, worrisome guy, making you miserable all night, a hand in your face on every jumper.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
Priority and goal number one has to be tightening up the defense. They can't afford to give him open looks.
And so here's Albuquerque. D2 from Hill. That's in, coming off an assist from Arenas.
And you can tell Arenas just has that ability as a distributor. He can pick out the ready shooter and get them the rock.
And Albuquerque with the possession. Shot from the top of the key. The kick out to Hill. Over Chaffee. It's hauled in by Brown. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. Got that one up quick. Kukoc has got 5 points now this quarter.
A legitimate threat to burn outside. Kukoc understands when he should take that shot. Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
Just a little under 2.5 minutes to pass now here in the fourth. And that one drops for him. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for Albuquerque.
They've been so aggressive getting out on shooters all game long. Nothing's getting past this defense, and that, to me, has been impressive.
Another thing they're doing well tonight is getting steals, and that can be attributed to their tenacious style defensively.
Now a timeout called by Albuquerque.
Timeout. Start it.
And now, let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, Dwight Howard.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just...
Oh, man! Well, I tell you what, it's a scary sight whenever Howard is driving inside because he's so strong and athletic.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Howard's gotten 5 of his 7 shots to fall. Knocked loose. And here we go, Albuquerque, fast break. And Green with the basket on the assist from Reed.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Here's Simpkins, who's guarded by Howard. Pass to Bushler. Shot clock at 6. Chicago needs to get off a shot here. Brown outside. Rebound by Albuquerque. Howard's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Sally with the rebound.
And priority number 1 has got to be the finish, guys, not the fancy stuff.
Here's Kerr. Roy with the rebound. Here's Green. The shot's good. Roy making the play. Green's got 4 points this quarter.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on them.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish. Saw the opportunity to put this away and did not turn it down.
And, you know, this run shows what kind of attitude this team has. I mean, the win is there. Go get it.
Here's Chicago. Brown the pass to Kerr. Back to Brown.
Yo, hey, Kerr,
Goes up on the high post. Rebound by Albuquerque.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he challenged the shot, and you can see the effects on the release of that shot. I mean, it turned a simple jumper into a tough one.
And he makes the first.
Hey, one of the deadliest three-point shooters in the game. Kerr knows his team depends on him to stretch the defense, and he provides just that.
And Kerr drops both of them. And so here's Albuquerque. Roy passes to Howard. And Howard with the stuff.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
Arenas. And again, it's Albuquerque.
And the jumper from Arenas, nice finish there. He is an aggressive scorer, especially off the dribble.
And here's Kerr. And so Albuquerque takes the win. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Alongside Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. So let's take a look at the starters for Albuquerque. Paul George is out there with Dominique Wilkins. Then it's Dennis Rodman. Then it's Duncan. And it's Howard in at the power forward. And for Cleveland, they've got Kyrie Irving. James is out there with Kevin Love. Then there's J.R. Smith. And it's Thompson in at the 5.
George!
Now here's Howard.
Knock it down!
Hey!
George looking over the floor. 5 on the clock. Back to Howard. Over Thompson. And too long on the shot.
Yeah, trying to get separation from the defense right there. Just couldn't get it to go.
George, that's a 2-pointer.
Get down!
Here's Duncan. And Duncan throws it down hard.
And how about the timing from Duncan on the glass? Getting there to collect that offensive rebound and the putback.
Here's Thompson. No good that time. Nice D from Duncan.
Right here, baby.
Rodman kicks to Duncan. About a minute played so far here in the first.
Let's go, Paul. Here we go. Let's do it.
With the fadeaway. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
You got to honor Duncan from the mid-range. When he's got space to shoot, he does not hesitate.
LeBron against Rodman. The shot's good from LeBron.
Yeah, it took just enough off of it for the floater.
And Albuquerque with the possession.
Here we go. Right. Get a good look.
Here's George.
Wilkins.
Fires from deep. Left side Rodman. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
Shot on the wing.
You got it. Come on.
Cleveland keeps it going. A new 14-second shot clock.
Well, that's why he's out there using his size in the paint.
And that one, good.
Boy, he is quick off his feet and really stronger than he looks. Wilkins can burn you in that painted area.
Wilkins against Irving. Over Wilkins. Again, Irving missing. In the corner, it's Rodman. Wilkins outside. Driving inside. Oh, and the dunk by Wilkins.
How about the high-flying acrobatics by Wilkins on that? Yeah, they call him the human highlight film.
Cleveland trails by 8. Love outside. Smith dishes to Love. Over Howard. Once again off the mark by Cleveland. Outside Wilkins. This one for 3. LeBron grabs the miss. And here's Cleveland. The finish. And Smith with the stuff.
Timeout.
Nice read from the big guy. Love. His teammates appreciate that selfless attitude.
And now the first timeout called here for Albuquerque.
Well, it's a players' league, but certainly coaching has its place.
And this is when a coach earns his paycheck. Analyze the situation and give your players the information they need to succeed.
And it's a completely new group for Cleveland. Some changes for Albuquerque. Albuquerque leading by 6.
I'll take it.
First trip to the line for him here. That free throw missing. And he's good on the second. A minute 42 left in the first quarter of the game. And so here's Cleveland. 7-point differential.
Hey, yo, right here.
Nobody near Williams.
I got ball.
Misses the 3. And so it's Garnett who brings up the ball for Albuquerque. Here's Harper.
Get it.
The kick out to King. Another shot.